Well, James Urban, Ed Gilman, Brian Kemp, and Tyson Carroll have very kindly developed a whole series of example designs, details, and specifications that are able to be used free. It's a project funded by the California Department of Forestry, and we can use them. And you'll find them on the net, and they're in DWG and PDF form. And we're in the process of converting some of the DWG into gCADPlus. Well, I've downloaded one of their excellent drawings in DWG format. I've moved it into the TIGA file converter, saved it as a DXF file, and then used File and DXF in, and this is the result. So we have the drawing now in gCADPlus format. I'm going to use View and Background Color and change to a white background, remembering that I'm in model space here. We will quickly go to layout space, and you can see that they've left drawing color at blue, so we have a blue floating viewport. I can't see any need for us to have that, and so we will delete that layout. So we're back into model space. If we now select, say, this piece of text here, it's M text. It's on a layer called L-DETL text 025. So it's using this design is using a complex set of layers, and a whole lot of colors have been associated to different layers, and that makes it quite difficult to work with. There's also there are a series of other layers that are actually turned off. Sorry, not turned off. They're non-plotting layers. So let's fix that quickly and easily by selecting everything there and changing the layer, which varies from one of these oddly named layers, but all onto layer 0. And because all of the text here and other entities are determined by layer, that gets us straight away into a slightly easier to manage drawing. We can always make part of the drawing if we wanted to. We could pick all of this, hold my shift key down and remove those from the set, and we could change the color of those two, so one of the darker green colors, and then unselect all. So we're making the drawing into a gCADPlus drawing that works the way we want it to work. Now a tip, if you pick on layers, now notice that because we moved everything to layer 0, we can now remove all of these. Click on the very first, or second in fact, in the column, down to the bottom there, and just hit delete. Now do a quick save, and then look at those layers again. You can see now we've simplified the drawing dramatically. There are other things to look at though. You'll notice here is a dimension style, and if we look at it, it's in a style called Land FX, and that's one of the AutoCAD add-ons, and it's had its own dimensioning style. So I'd be in favour of diving in here and not using the two that have come from the add-on. We'll just change the standard text, standard dimension style to work for us. We'll make the arrowhead size, say, 2.5, and we'll do the same with the text type, 2.5, and OK it. And now pick that red dimension style Land FX, and we'll just change it to the standard. So there's our piece of text, which can now be read and easily managed. Notice here a piece of text with, and if we click into it, this is the sort of thing that AutoCAD and the add-ons will do. They have text editors that put lots of control codes in. After all we want is the term section view. What we end up with is something that says XQC semicolon section view, which is then underlined. So if we pick it again and dive in here, we can just edit it and remove and simplify. In gCADPlus, we try and keep things very simple. No need for a lot of the complex control codes that are used. So that's looking much tidier now. We'll trying to keep our names. We'll call the file here tree in poorly drained soil, and I don't think we need that name that's there. So this is open source. These diagrams are free to use, and I would encourage you, if you are going to use them, to keep the notification in the Urban Tree Foundation copyright 2014. They say and are happy for us to edit the specification and change things, but do be cautious with that. So I hope that helps. It'll take us quite a while. It's quite a tedious job to do, to work through all of this, change dimension styles, and get things to work the way we want to get them to work. I'd be inclined to, I thought that would be a leader, but it isn't. It's a leader with no contents, if you see over here. So again, that's a piece of text in a style called detailed text. So I don't really have enough time to go through and change and work with all of these. They have a detailed number, detailed text, and using different. So we would much prefer keep your dimension styles, your text styles, and other things, layer names, quite simple in the gCADPlus environment.